Right then guys, how's it going and welcome back to another fantasy football video. I do feel like I'm a little bit early this week because the international matches are still going on. England are playing tomorrow night, but I do like to post them on a Tuesday. And I have already started making changes to my team. I did use my wildcard. I spent a bit of time deciding whether I should or shouldn't. I'll talk about that a little bit. I'll show you what my team looks like at the moment. I will be making changes before the weekend, but I'll kind of go through what I'm planning anyway. So yeah, before we take a look at my team, as always, let's take a look at our league. As you can see, I got a green arrow this week in the league, which I was pretty happy with, up to 316th, 68 points last game week. Which I was pretty pleased with. You know, it's not amazing, but it was over the average. It got me the green arrow. Thank you to everyone who has just joined the league. You can see down here we have a handful of people who have just joined. If you haven't joined yet, the code will be on screen, so be sure to jump in. And as always, everyone who is on this top page, well done. You are doing better than me. 30 points better than me. Oh, Binksy. 82 points. Well done to you, mate. If you don't follow Binksy on YouTube, be sure to do so. Great Newcastle channel. And if we keep going up, 93 points, Fantasy King. 92 points for Bambusi. And if we keep going up, 93 points for Jim, who is top. Top of the league, we have Jaden S with 92 points. Angela, second place, has been around the top for a while now with 82. Ahmed with 84 points in third. Let's take a look at Jaden S. 92 points, as I mentioned. Alexander-Arnold, Justin and Ward all pulling in almost nothing. Where are the clean sheets? There is just no clean sheets at the minute. But he had all the key players. Son, Rodriguez, Kane captain is a fantastic shout, and Wilson as well. So that's the thing at the minute. It's just having those key players because it seems impossible to get a clean sheet, or if you do, it's only one or two. Yeah, big up to you, mate. Top of the league, well done. Let's take a look at my team. So as I say, 68 points, 48 was the average. So as I say, not too bad. I did get my green arrow, and as I said, defensively I got nothing. But thankfully McCarthy pulled through with his 9 points. Podence with a 3. He didn't look like he was going to play, and he did. And if he hadn't, I would have had Basuma on the bench with a 9. Which was the same for a lot of people. Fernandez got his penalty goal, despite losing by quite a big margin. Sterling got 9 points, had him as captain, so got 18. Wasn't the best captain choice, should have really gone with Salah, but it wasn't too far off. And Wilson got 16 points. If you had to guess who was going to get the most points on here, I don't know if I would have guessed Wilson, but I'm happy that I had him, and he's gone up in value as well since that game. So that is where we left it after the last game week. And as I say, I was pretty tempted to use my wild card. I was also tempted to just say, look, I did okay this week, let's just give it another week and see what happens. But I wanted to try and be a bit more aggressive with it. I wanted to try and improve my team, not just kind of sit there and let it chug along. Will that be for the best? Who knows? But I'll tell you a little bit about why I used my wildcard. So without getting into it too much, in a very quick overview, I've wanted Doherty out for a while. He's not doing Spurs what he did for Wolves, and it's 6 million was expensive. And he's moving down in value, so he needed to go. Alexander-Arnold. He's an expensive defender. I put him in at the start of the season as a player to be in all season. But Alisson is now injured for the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And we've already saw what happened against Aston Villa without Alisson. Now, do I think Liverpool are going to get let in 6-7 goals every week? No. But do I think it'll be tougher for him to keep a clean sheet without Alisson? Yes. So that's 2. So already I'm having to take a hit if I don't wildcard. Sterling has obviously been flagged as potentially injured. He's had the full international break. It would not surprise me if he did play in Man City's game back, but it's still a potential risk. So that's 3. Mitrovic, again, if Fulham are going to score, it's going to be Mitrovic. But Fulham aren't scoring, and it's just not working. He is also going down in value, and he's a player I'm looking to kind of change. So that was 4 players. And it was basically at the point where I thought I'm better off just wildcarding and making some changes. So that's kind of why I decided to do it. Is it right or wrong? We don't know yet. But I'll show you what my team looks like now. Okay, so here it is. As I say, it has changed a lot. Players that are still the same are Mitchell, Salah, Wilson, and Jimenez. So there's only 4 players out of 15 that are the same. And you're probably going to look at it and go, Rob, everyone on there is just players who did well last week. And you're not wrong, to be honest. And the reason my team looks like this, and this is what I mean, I still need to shape it and make a few more changes. But the main reason I went for this quite early on last week was because of price changes. And I know you shouldn't base your team around price changes, but that is why it looks like this at the moment. Doherty was going down, Mitrovic was going down, and a handful of these players were going up. Wilson has actually gone up in value. Mings has gone up. Jorginho has gone up. Martinez has gone up. Castagni has gone up. I think Grealish went up as well. Yes, he did. And although I don't know if I'm going to keep all these players, I didn't want to lose money if I decide to keep them in. And a few of them that I'm pretty certain I am going to keep are Calvert-Lewin, Rodriguez, Son, Jimenez, and Wilson. So this is what I mean. I still have some changes to make. And this kind of brings me on to something that I'm going to show you now, which might be a bit too nerdy, probably. But it is called FPLstatistics.co.uk. And if I refresh it, they just predict what players are going to go up in value. Every night at 2 a.m, they put a price change in, up or down, depending on how many people put that player into their team. So as you can see here, Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin, Salah, the target is 100, and they're all around 96. So again, this is kind of why, I mean, Son hasn't gone up. Son is still 9 million. I think Son is a player that a lot of people are going to go for, and it would not surprise me if his value does go up before the games start at the weekend. Which again, it's a tough one because I didn't want to just start making changes and then suddenly there's injuries over the international break. But because I wildcarded, I still had the flexibility to make loads of early changes, and then I can come back to it maybe even Saturday morning and then complete my team. So again, I mean, Calvert-Lewin is a player that I think a lot of people want to put in. I'm surprised his value hasn't gone up again already. I think it will do before the games start this weekend. So straight away, Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin are 2 players I definitely wanted in. And if I hadn't have done the wild card and got them in early, I wouldn't have been able to afford them without the wild card. So as much as 0.1 million doesn't seem like a whole lot, when you're adding that to Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin, Grealish, Son, I already had Wilson, so I've actually gained on having him in my team. But that was partly the reason why I went through with it. And as I say, price change isn't the greatest reason to make changes to your team. But if you're watching this now, you want Rodriguez, you want Calvert-Lewin. If you don't wildcard, you should definitely look at making the changes quick, because if this number hits 100 by tonight, then they will be more expensive tomorrow morning. And it's not a perfect science, because Son has actually been over 100 before a couple of nights and then hasn't gone up in value. So it's not perfect, But if you want to get nerdy like me and have a look at this, it can be pretty helpful. And I haven't really used it much until this last week. If you click on target, it goes the other way as well. So if you've got Cater, if you've got Clark, you've got Ward-Prowse, you've got these players who could well push over into the 100, they are going to lose 0.1 value. I mean, Clark's owned by no one, so no one will mind that. But if you've got Ward-Prowse in, and you're thinking, right, he's 5.9 million, I'm going to swap him out, and I'm going to put in another 5.9 million. There's not many that... If you want to take out Lansbury, you put him in, and you're thinking, hang on, Basuma is a better shout than Lansbury. That'll be my change. If you do not do it today and come back tomorrow morning, he might have gone down to 4.4 million, and you can't make that change anymore. So as I say, I am getting far too into this, but this is kind of what I've looked at and was why, and is part of the reason why I wildcarded early, to try and push these players in and out for the price changes, and then in a few days' time I can just see where people are, what money I've got, and how I can fix my team the way I want it. And to be honest, I think that team looks okay. As I say, it's easy to say that because I've just picked all the players who did well last week, but again, Calvert-Lewin has already shot up in price. He's already, what's he now? 7.6? Why won't it show me? 7.6. He started at 7. So he's gone up 0.6 million. I mean, if you had him in from the start, we're only 4 weeks in. He's looking like a player who's in form. He scored for England. Get him in now and just leave him there. And as I say, if he goes and scores against Liverpool, he may well go up value again. And it might be even tougher to get him in. So I want him in. Jimenez, I've still got questions over. I just think that Wolves attacking haven't looked great. Wolves have got a great set of fixtures now for the next 5 or 6 weeks, which was why I put him in last week. But, you know, I think Jimenez is going to grab a goal. I don't think he's going to get 2, 3. And then that's what makes me think if Wolves attacking hasn't been that great, and Jimenez is, he chugs along. You know, you'll chug along. You'll bring in one, he'll bring in one, he'll bring in one. But he isn't cheap. 8.5 million. And then you've got Calvert-Lewin, $1 million less, who's doing better. You've got Wilson, who's even less, 6.5, 2 million less than Jimenez, and has already brought in. Well, Wilson got the same amount of points in 1 week as Jimenez got in the first 4 weeks. And you wouldn't expect that from Wilson, but he's taken the pens. So I'm unsure on Jimenez. Wilson, I'm also unsure on. I feel like he has been scoring, and you should really stick with him. Although I'm tempted to take him out. I like Salah, I like Son, I like Rodriguez. I'm not sure on Grealish. Mitchell will definitely be staying in. And then I do have still some money in the bank that I could put back in to bring in Alexander-Arnold in. I mean, Castagne looks good against Aston Villa at home. Saiss looks, again, decent against Leeds. And Aston Villa, Martinez. People are putting Martinez in. You know, he's done well since he got to Villa. He saved the pen. He's had the clean sheets. Can he keep it going? Can Aston Villa keep it going? You know, it's a tough one to answer right now. But I've been talking for a long time. That's how my team's looking. I'm basically just going to try and follow the trends on where people are. The big question for me is, do I spend on Alexander-Arnold? I currently don't have a Man City player in. I think De Bruyne went down. Sterling is potentially injured. I think it would be silly of me to not have a Man City player in against Arsenal at home. I think I would put Sterling back in over De Bruyne. And you can see down on the bench here, I've got Jorginho, Mings. You know, I'm a big fan of the 4.4 million defenders, so there's no way I'll have all of these before the weekend starts. And then that'll probably fund my way into upgrade on Jorginho into Sterling. Or it will possibly, or I'll try. But yeah, that is what my team looks like. If I didn't make any changes and I went into the week like that, I think I'd be happy. I think that team looks pretty decent. But for the long haul now, because this is my wild card and I won't be able to change it until Christmas on this large of a scale, I do need more time to think. And again, it's why I'm probably going to leave it as late as Friday or Saturday morning before I lock in my final thoughts. If you are interested in seeing what I do finally do with my team, maybe I could do a quick video Saturday morning or Friday night, then be sure to drop a like on the video. Let me know down below what you are doing with your team this week. That's the big one. Did you wildcard? Did you get Calvert-Lewin in? What have you done with Man City? Have you gone De Bruyne? Have you gone Sterling? Or have you left them both out? Let me know down below, as always. Drop a like if you are enjoying these fantasy videos. It has been a long one today, so I appreciate if you are still watching right now. Subscribe if you are. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.